There is less than 10 days now of the January transfer window, and on the Liverpool front, it has been rather quiet. In today's video, we will be discussing some big Liverpool transfer news ahead of the window closing. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. That includes some match reaction to our game against Lille. There is so much to cover in today's video. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Liverpool are not yet guaranteed top spot in this season's Champions League, but they can now look ahead to the knockout draw, having secured a last 16 place. The Reds' 2-1 win over Lille on Tuesday night saw them ensure their progress to the knockout stages of the new-look Champions League. But with Barcelona clinching a last-minute 5-4 victory over Benfica, they still need to wait until the final round of fixtures to guarantee their place at the top of the table. Either way, they are one of the 8 teams who will advance to the last 16 without needing to enter the knockout playoffs. So when is the last 16th draw, and what else do we need to know? The draw for the last 16 of the Champions League will take place on February 21st, alongside the draws for the quarter-finals, semi-finals and final. That is exactly a month from Liverpool's victory over Lille. Why is there such a long wait? Firstly, the league phase is not yet over. The Reds are still to play their final game away to PSV Eindhoven on January 29th, needing a point to guarantee top spot. But there is also the matter of the knockout playoffs, with those sides finishing 9th to 24th, playing 8 two-legged ties to determine who will join the top 8 teams in the last 16. Those playoffs will take place on February 11th, 12th and 18th to 19th, explaining the long wait for the last 16 draw. In some big Liverpool transfer news, Liverpool are considering whether to send Jadon Danns on loan for the remainder of the season. 3 championship clubs have been credited with interest in lining up a deal, with one already igniting talks. The 19-year-old successfully returned from a long-term back injury to emerge as an option for Arne Slot's first team, coming off the bench twice and scoring once in recent cup outings. Danns is a prime candidate for a loan, but Slot conceded Diogo Jota's recent injury has made it a dilemma for the club as they consider short and long-term implications for the club and the player. It's up to us as a club to make the best possible decision for the near future, but also for the long-term future of this club, Slot recently explained. That has not stopped championship clubs from queuing up to be in the mix for Danns, with the Athletic's James Pearce name-checking Stoke, Blackburn and Preston North End as interested suitors. They are among a host of championship clubs keen to land the teenager, who has made 7 senior club appearances to date. Liverpool have a strong relationship with the aforementioned clubs, with Lewis Koumas currently on loan at Stoke, while Owen Beckis, the latest club youngster to thrive at Blackburn. Preston, meanwhile, has previously taken on Calvin Ramsey and Sepp van den Berg, though the latter enjoyed a lot more success at Deepdale. An opportunity to be involved regularly at senior level would be an invaluable opportunity for Danns, but continued fitness issues across Slot's forward line leaves plenty to consider. Diogo Jota is sidelined once more with a muscle injury, and is expected to be out for weeks, not months, while Federico Chiesa is still not ready to play 90 minutes. The club have until 11 PM GMT on February 3rd to make a final decision on Danns' future, as well as James McConnell's, who is also attracting interest from the Championship. Kaidi Gordon and Luke Chambers, meanwhile, are also expected to leave on loan again for the remainder of the season after being recalled and halted by injury, respectively. In other news on the loan front, it has been confirmed that Liverpool do have a recall option for Ben Doak, but it expires earlier than the January transfer window deadline. Liverpool made it 7 wins from 7 in the Champions League, and in this part of the video, we will discuss the 5 major talking points from the game. Before we get into that though, if you are enjoying the video today, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. Thank you, let's get back into the video. 1. 50 goals in Europe for Salah. Salah is already Liverpool's top goal scorer in European football, but he added another landmark to his long list of achievements and records with the club. His well-taken first-half strike against Lille was his 50th goal in Europe for Liverpool, putting him 9 ahead of the next player on the list, Steven Gerrard. Many read Curtis Jones's celebration, during which he pointed at the Egyptian as if telling him to stay put, as a sign that Salah has signed a new deal at the club, but it might just be a case of seeing what you want to see. It was Jones's pass that sent Salah through, and he joined his teammate in his trademark celebration by sitting alongside him on the advertising boards. Salah once again makes his mark on the pitch, and fans will be hoping he makes his mark on a piece of paper with a contract printed on it soon. 2. Patience pays off. Liverpool's first half pass map was a thick solid line across the back four and not much else, and just a few strands going forward, but not much. There was plenty of patient build-up play waiting for Lille to take a risk defensively, lose their shape and give Liverpool space to attack. This happened occasionally, but even when it did, the Reds' attacking play was sloppy early on, making for a fairly uneventful opening half an hour. But as much as it is able to build up play from the back, this team is also ready to pounce quickly in the break if needed, and that's what brought the opening goal as Jones played a ball into space for Salah. There is lots of talk in football about the importance of rest defense, but this was a kind of rest attack, and Liverpool got the win without having to move through all the gears. 3. Another contribution from Elliott. Elliott played a big role in Liverpool's late win against Brentford on Saturday. He entered the game in the 80th minute and played a part in both goals by being involved in the move with Trent Alexander-Arnold for Darwin Núñez's first and getting the assist for the second. He had much more time on the pitch in this Champions League game, replacing Dominik Szoboszlai at half-time and playing in that midfield role just behind the striker. With the score at 1-1 in a game Liverpool didn't need to win, but one they would have nevertheless been disappointed to lose, Elliott provided the winning goal once again. His shot took a big deflection off Lille midfielder Ngalael Mukau, but it still went down as his goal. On top of this, his work rate was good, and he made some good interventions in defence too. More promising signs that he can play a big role this season when called upon. 4. Record-breaking defence. Jonathan David's goal in the second half of this game was the first Liverpool have conceded in the Champions League since the 3rd minute of their opener against AC Milan. Despite not keeping a clean sheet on this occasion, a defensive record was still broken. It was the most minutes a Liverpool team had gone in the Champions League without conceding. It broke the previous record, which was set by Rafa Benitez's side in the 2005-06 season. They could have become the first team since Leeds in the 1969-70 season to win 6 games in a row in a European Cup campaign without conceding, but that one will have to wait. 5. Comfortable Champions League cushion. It's now 7 out of 7 in the Champions League, and this dominant display in Europe will only help Liverpool in the league. There was a cushion going into this game, and there is an even more comfortable one now. This allows Slot to rotate as he sees fit and make subs as he sees fit. Jones and Ryan Gravenberch were brought off at half-time, and there were useful minutes for the likes of Elliott, Jarell Quansah, Connor Bradley, Wataru Endo, and Federico Chiesa. This meant he could use this game to focus on another big Premier League game against Ipswich at the weekend. These games in Europe are now effectively competitive training sessions. What are your thoughts on last night's game? Another great example of our absolute dominance in games under Arne Slot. We have walked into this new Champions League setup and tore it apart like nobody else. We are putting ourselves in a great position to maybe get to the final and get something out of this competition. This could prove to be an incredibly historic season for both Arne Slot and Liverpool Football Club. But let's not get too excited yet. Let me know your thoughts down below. But that is all for today's video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to join our fast growing community of Liverpool fans. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.